How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today we do have another unfortunate video to make. So let's go ahead and hop in the Challenger here and talk about the discontinuation of the Subaru WRX STI. About a month ago, I released a video talking about how Dodge is discontinuing the Hemi V8 after the year 2023. And now we have more news of another car going to electric. And that is, of course, the Subaru WRX STI. So on March 11th, Subaru released a statement, and I'm going to go ahead and read it off to you guys right now. As the automotive marketplace continues to move towards electrification, Subaru is focused on how our future sports and performance cars should evolve to meet the needs of the changing marketplace and the regulations and requirements for greenhouse gases, zero emissions vehicles, and corporate average fuel economy. As part of that effort, Subaru Corporation is exploring opportunities for the next generation Subaru WRX STI, including electrification. In the meantime, a next generation internal combustion engine WRX STI will not be produced based upon the new WRX platform. The Subaru WRX STI and the STI brand represent the zenith of Subaru's performance vehicles, exemplifying Subaru's unique DNA and rally heritage. As we look to the future, we also look forward to incorporating the essence of STI into our next generation of vehicles. Alright, so as you guys just heard, another enthusiast-based vehicle is being discontinued from being all gas-powered. Now, they did say they're moving towards electrification, and that could mean a hybrid or fully electric. So I'm assuming most of you guys are probably familiar with WRXs, but if you're not, then the WRX is a rally-based car, all-wheel drive, and it's a tuner car. So of course it's a 4-cylinder turbo, and the STI is just a more performance-oriented version of the WRX. So as with most car manufacturers, Subaru will release a new generation of the WRX, and then maybe a year after that release the STI. So that's kind of how they've been working for the past few generations of the WRX. And recently we did receive a new generation introduced in 2022. So we would have expected to receive the STI at the end of 2022 or sometime in 2023. But instead, Subaru hit us with that statement that I just read to you guys. So in that statement, they did mention that they will not have another internal combustion engine Subaru WRX STI. So of course, that does not mean that they are absolutely discontinuing the STI like forever. It just means that if they do produce a future generation of the STI, it will not be internal combustion engine. And it also won't be based on the current generation WRX, which usually the STI is modeled after the WRX. So of course here they're saying that the STI in the future will not be based on the current generation of the WRX. And it seems like nobody actually can confirm yet what the future STI will look like, what kind of engine it'll have, or if it'll even have an engine, or if it'll only be completely electric. So of course we know that the main reason that Subaru is choosing to do this is of course because of the regulations on emissions and fuel economy. Then another reason is that Subaru is trying to fast track its investment in future performance technologies. Whatever that means, hopefully it's good. And, we definitely have been seeing a lot of high performance electric cars, so this isn't an end to performance cars, but it is an end to the gas powered cars with actual soul that we can actually modify, have fun with, test and tune, whatever you want to call it. But I think we are coming to an end of an era here with all these different performance cars and enthusiast-based cars being basically discontinued as we know them, as we love them. All these car manufacturers can make their vehicles electric, make them super high performance. So we can look at the Tesla Model S Plaid, for example. That thing goes 0 to 60 in like 1.9 seconds, which is insane. Quarter mile in like 9 seconds, I'm pretty sure. 1,000 horsepower to the wheels, all-wheel drive, has crazy performance, pretty much beats any type of gas-powered vehicle unless it has, over 1,000 wheel horsepower and weighs a lot less than the Tesla. So I'm not saying that electric cars have bad performance or that we shouldn't have them or that we shouldn't have fun with them. I'm just saying that in my opinion, I don't think electric cars are going to be fun at all. Now, I've never driven an electric car and, I don't really see myself ever owning one, ever wanting to own one. I have a lot more fun driving this big gas-guzzling V8. If you're a Subaru guy, then you probably have a lot more fun rowing gears in a Boxer 4 with a turbo. That's, it's a lot more fun to do that and actually feel connected with your car instead of just, listening to the hum of an electric motor. With that being said, even though the Tesla Plaid or, most electric cars these days do have higher performance than gas-powered vehicles that we love, I still don't really see myself wanting to make the switch at all. I have a lot more fun even if I'm gonna lose to an electric car. It really doesn't matter to me. I would still much rather be able to drive a vehicle like this with a huge V8 right there. Going back to the statement that Subaru made about wanting to invest in future performance technologies, Now, if you guys are familiar, they do have a concept model called the STI E-RA, or maybe it's pronounced E-RA, I'm not really too sure, but it's basically a challenge project that's all electric, has 4 electric motors, and it's all electric, so no gas-powered cars, no hybrid, fully electric. And their goal is to go around the Nürburgring in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So just to put that into perspective, that's only 2 seconds slower than the Porsche GT2 RS, which actually set the world record lap time for a production car. And that was 6 minutes and 38 seconds. So pretty insane that Subaru wants to produce this STI E-RA to compete with completely gas-powered cars like the Porsche GT2 RS. And just looking at pictures of the STI E-RA, I actually am a pretty big fan of how it looks. Now, if this was a gas-powered car, I would absolutely love it. But just the fact that it's completely electric, I think that takes away from a lot of the potential fun that could be had by driving this car. Now, I'm not saying this car is not going to be fun at all. I'm sure it would be a whole bunch of fun to drive this type of car. You know, it looks very good, has a huge splitter in the front that you guys can see, has a huge spoiler right there, the air vent on the roof right there. So I really do like the looks of this car a whole lot. I'm just not a fan of them making it completely electric. So just doing some speculation here, on average it takes Subaru about 7 years to come out with a new generation of the WRX. Now, with that being said, the statement from Subaru, they said that the new STI, if there would be one, it would not be based on the current generation of the WRX. So does that mean that there won't be an STI at all until the next generation? That's kind of where I'm thinking about this. Because that statement from Subaru wasn't really explaining too much, it kind of left a lot of room for rumors to start spreading. Pretty much the only thing that was confirmed from that statement is that the next STI will not be a fully internal combustion engine. So, you know, a lot of speculation to go on, but like I said, it is really hard to tell when the next STI will come out, because we don't know if it's going to be the next generation of the WRX, or if maybe they're going to make it during this production year of the current generation, but just make it a completely different vehicle. So it's really hard to tell what's actually going to happen. Now, what I find pretty interesting is that this all came out of the blue. So we were not really given any kind of, run up from Subaru or anything like that. We were all expecting to get an STI from this current generation. Now, there weren't even any kind of rumors of them going electric or hybrid or anything like that. And with the new generation of the WRX being gas-powered, we would fully expect to have a fully gas-powered STI based on the new generation WRX. So that's why I'm kind of saying that this whole statement came out of the blue, because nobody was expecting it. And one thing that's also pretty interesting is that it seems like Subaru might be kind of trying to keep it a secret, because their press release was, late on a Friday evening or something like that. I just find it pretty interesting that they're leaving a whole lot of room for rumors and speculation and not really confirming anything, except for the fact that I mentioned before, that the future STI will not be based on the current generation WRX and will not be a fully internal combustion engine car. So just a lot of things to kind of think about with this whole situation, a lot of speculation, a lot of room for rumors to, come out of this whole subject. I would have already been expecting that Subaru would have been already developing and researching the new STI and already producing like test models and stuff like that. So I really just find it interesting that they gave us such short notice on this whole STI thing, because I would have expected that if we're expecting the STI to come out at the end of 2022 or beginning of 2023, then Subaru would have already been working on the STI for, a while now, I would expect. So it's just kind of weird to me that they waited this long to actually come up with this decision, or maybe there's a new type of regulation that made them completely stop the research and development of their new STI, if they were planning to make it based off of the new generation of the WRX. Just a lot of things to think about with this whole situation, but I really do think that all these regulations coming out that are forcing car manufacturers such as Dodge or Stellantis, whatever you want to call it, and Subaru now to completely stop their internal combustion engines and go to either hybrid or completely electric. I really do think that it's very unfortunate, especially for all these enthusiast-based vehicles like the Challengers, Chargers, obviously STIs. It's really unfortunate that enthusiasts like you and I are not going to be able to purchase vehicles like that we actually love in the future once they actually go completely electric, or maybe hybrid with a smaller engine. So I don't know, it's really weird times that we're in right now. A lot of people are saying that the era that we're in right now of cars is basically the best that there has ever been, and we're on the edge of going from the best to not really having any kind of enthusiast-based cars anymore. So it's really weird to think about, but I really do think that we are kind of on the edge of, you know, like I said, just basically going to fully electric in like a few years. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but, you know, like I said, very unfortunate that this is happening, and I do think that Subaru is going to lose a lot of its loyal followers, loyal owners, buyers, all that type of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's basically my opinion on the STI, my speculation on what I think is going to happen. And I also wanted to talk about the price and value of the last STI that was produced, which I believe would have been in 2021. So that was the last year of the previous generation of the STI. You know, that was the last enthusiast STI that I think will ever be produced, unless they actually come up with something for the next one. If they make it like hybrid with a manual or something like that, it'll be weird to see. But I really do think that 2021 was the last model year for the last actual STI that was enthusiast based. Now, I do think those will actually go up in value. You know, same thing with the last vehicles that have a Hemi V8 in them, since Dodge is discontinuing those after 2023. I think same thing is going to happen with the 2021 STIs. I think those and previous generations are going to go up in value, go up in price, and it's just going to be a very interesting time to see what happens when all these new electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles come out. They're supposed to be enthusiast-based performance vehicles, but, you know, we all know they're not going to be performance vehicles like we want them to be. They're most likely not going to have a manual transmission. Pretty sure with the STI trim, you could only get those in a manual transmission. So that's how you really know that the STI was really enthusiast based. And it'll be weird to see an STI in the future if it does not have a manual transmission, or if it's a completely CVT. It's just weird to really think about all this right now. So if you have a 2021 STI or any previous STI, I would definitely go ahead and hold on to it if you like it, because I don't really think there's going to be any more chances in the future of getting an updated STI that we will actually enjoy as enthusiasts. So once again, I do think they are going to go up in value. So if you do have one, I would definitely hold on to it. And same thing for people with V8s. That's what I mentioned in my previous video whenever I was talking about Dodge discontinuing the Hemi V8s. If you have a vehicle with a Hemi V8 such as this Scat Pack right here, then I would definitely also hold on to it. I know that is my plan with this car right here. I definitely am not planning on ever getting rid of this thing, because, you know, it's just unpredictable what's going to happen with these in the future. So we just need to continue to enjoy these cars for as long as we can, for as long as they're legal, for as long as they're not taken away from us, for as long as we're not insanely taxed on having gas-powered vehicles. So just enjoy them while we still can, and we'll just see what happens in the future. So guys, those are my opinions on the future of the STI, as well as the news that we found out on March 11th. If you guys have anything to add, definitely drop that down in the comment section below. I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys have to say about the future of the STI and the future of internal combustion engines in general, and what you think is going to happen in the future with, you know, all these hybrids and EVs coming out. So that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. And if you guys have any video suggestions for videos you would like to see in the future, also drop those down in the comment section below. And if you guys liked this video or found it entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'm going to keep enjoying my gas-powered car right here. Got to get out and take a listen to this thing. Alright guys, so thanks again for watching.